Hello, Internet. This is Zelda Ace logging on, and in this episode, we are going to be doing, yes, more shrines. Now, let's get on with it. I thought before we got onto much more shrines that we should stop by here and get the central tower, which really isn't that difficult. Well, when you try to avoid the guardians, it's kind of difficult, but when you're not trying to avoid the guardians and you just take them on using my shield tactics, it's fairly easy. Although this I would not suggest being up close for, in case one, your shields don't work for some reason, your locking mechanism doesn't work, and then in case you fail. Now I'm trying to use visual effects because I can't currently use my headphones, but if I can just figure this out using visual effects, when I see the light, okay, it's just like you got to figure out when the bleep is going to be. The bleep is going to be when the light goes on. Okay. See, you're always learning more things. So in case you're playing Breath of the Wild and you're in a space where, hey, I can't have my audio on because my family is around me and I don't want them to be listening to my guardians going makes very accurate noise. If I'm interrupting any audio, I can't hear it. So, oh, yeah, I'm just gonna be mindful of that right about now and try to be as quiet as possible. Oh yeah, perfect. Good thing I rigged my audio so I'm always louder than everything else, which actually, now that I think about it, might not always be a good thing because not everybody likes the sound of my voice. But hey, if you're watching this video, you probably like the sound of my voice. If not, then I question your sanity because that's what you're gonna get a lot of. You're gonna get a lot. You're gonna get a lot of this. But hey, I'm not gonna argue with views. So yeah, now we're just gonna start climbing the tower and hope that he doesn't see me because I am not currently in a position to defend myself. I'm playing Breath of the Wild, but deaf. Actually, it's even worse than deaf because I can hear myself talk. I can hear me and everything else around me, but not the game. And most of the time, it's the other way around, where the only thing I can hear is the game, because the way that my headphones hook up to my recording mechanism is absolutely screwed up. And now we are climbing this. Of course we are. Of course we're climbing a tower. That's what I said we were doing. Oh goodness. Sometimes you just don't find things to talk about. You restate the same thing over and over again. But, I have a lot of things we could talk about. Like, I'm reading a book right now where there's this guy and he's talking to his dog. Well, I mean, kind of the way that like any dog owner talks to their dog. They don't like really talk to their dog and the dog actually talks back. They just assume what they would say if they had a human conscious. Um, and then during that, the guy he's trying to explain to his dog like complex sciences, like for example the theory of relativity, that Albert Einstein did. And it's a little bit of, I don't know if it's a like a nonfiction book entirely or if it's more of a fiction book because of the responses the dog has, but it does like talk about real sciences here. The main point isn't even the fact that the dog can talk. It's merely a dog owner like having a conversation with his dog because why not? Anyway, now that we have the central Hyrule map, goodness, think brain, words are hard sometimes. We are going to be going on to other shrines. See you there. Okay, guys, and we're back at this shrine is near here. It is just down the short river by Little Twin Bridge by the Dueling Peak stable. Just go down the small river, not the big one. The big one will take you all the way up to Hateno or Hanedo, however you want to pronounce it. and it's just near the end of the river, not completely at the end, but just near the end of the river, within sight of the end of the river. So you travel to the end of the river first, travel upstream, and you can't miss it. Well, I mean, I guess you really could, but it's not easy to miss. Well, never mind. I take that back. I remember playing this my first time. Really easy to miss, if you're not looking in the right direction. But yeah, anyway, so what you're going to do is you want to stand on a block in the ice block in the middle of the river, and then just throw a bomb at the destructible rocks. Ta-da! There's our shrine and all of our dead fish. Yeah, we got the Hyrule bass, we got the Staminoka bass, and a more Staminoka bass. I sure hope I'm saying that right, because that's not some Japanese word that I shouldn't know. That is definitely Staminoka. To be fair, Staminoka isn't really a real word, so cut me some slack, people. Ah, yes, another apparatus shrine. If I just like stop moving and stop saying things, that's because I'm trying really hard to make sure that my screen isn't splitting in a way that I don't want it to. Because I should probably explain what I'm doing. You walk up to the apparatus, and then this is where you want to take the Joy Cons off the console again, or you want to grab your Pro controller, and you kind of alter it, and so you can get the path straight enough, and then you just immediately jump out whenever you think is good enough. Anyway, if I ever stop moving like this and just like don't say anything, that's because I'm trying to figure out whether or not like my screen is splitting. So I've had problems with the resolution default on my recording software just being too high. So I'm really trying to get my computer to not crash and my recording to be as pleasant to view as possible. Now, this is like the same thing as the other one, but you want to get the stair as centralized as possible. I mean, if you don't have OCD, then I guess you could just like line it up a little bit. Or if you're like me, and then you gotta line it up, get everything in sync, and oh my gosh, I'm so close. I'm so close to getting it perfect. Anyway, yeah, you just kind of tilt this on the axis with extremes on the controller, and then it'll tilt, but don't go too much because then you won't be able to control it much. This is just a normal staircase that I don't have to do anything with. And then there's this. If you don't know how to solve an apparatus, the first thing I suggest doing is just going up to it and seeing what you can move. Now that we've seen what we can move, we obviously go and get the chest because, like, we got to get the chest. Well, we don't. I guess you don't really have to get the chest if you don't want to, but it's not really hard to get. I mean, I am holding my controller backwards now because I refuse to just like re-grab it. That sounds good. That looks good. I can't even press the B button now. That's good enough. I mean, I could do more rotation, but yeah. And I just go over here, make sure it's oriented in a specific way, and yeah, we get the chest. And, ooh, we did need to get the chest to get the small key. I take back what I said. You totally need to get the chest. I remember the first time I did this, I didn't want to redo this so bad that I just decided that I wasn't redoing the apparatus, and I was just gonna like land somehow on the side of the chest and open it that way. It's funny. That's good. No, 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 no. I take that back. Not good. Not good. Okay. So we are now holding our controller upside down for some reason. Ah, yes, the fun of Nintendo and their motion controls is just gotta be the most infamous thing in gaming. Nintendo, like you hit good with motion controls. With the Switch, it's not as finicky as the Wii can be, which everyone knows if you ever played a Wii game and you're 7 years old and you're trying to select like a certain character in one of those games, or you're trying to like press a button with your Wiimote and you're determined to do it. Like you're determined to play this game right, but you just can't for the life of you hold your arm straight enough to press the stupid button. I know I had the same problem with like the the kinetic scanner on my Xbox One, my very old Xbox One. I had a problem with that where like 7-year-old me could not for the life of me hold my arm straight. But this is much easier with the controller because there's only so many different movements you can do. So while it allows for freedom, there is still a lot of like there's not so much like touchiness that it's insanifying. Insanifying isn't the word. It's insane. It's not insane. Anyway, we have another spirit orb. Think I need like five. Yeah, I need 5 more spirit orbs. Remember, in a couple episodes ago, I did the math, and I'm like, oh, I only needed like 6 more, and then I redid the math, and I definitely needed much more. Yeah, you need a little bit more than I was anticipating. Anyway, so now that we got that shrine, I don't know why I jumped to the river, but now that we have this shrine, I will see you at the next one. Okay, here we are near one of our shrines, and near the next shrine that we are actually going to be completing almost simultaneously. Now, if you go to the top of this side of the Dueling Peaks, the side with the other shrine that we completed, all the way there at the bottom, and then you go under the peak a little bit, you'll find the She Beneath Shrine. This is one of half of a puzzle, almost. It's its own shrine, but it's half of a puzzle. These are called I forget, yes, the Twin Memory Shrines. Very infamously hard to do in this game because it requires you to go back and forth between 2 shrines. At the shrines atop these peaks share a connection. Their memory is the answer to the other's question. Commit to memory before you start, lest a failure you will depart. Essentially, what it means is that this rearrangement here is what the orbs need to be in the next shrine on the other hilltop, which means you don't have to solve it right now, but what I would do is go to the top and then just make sure you look down and you're able to see every single orb and then or like kind of see where every single orb is, we have a good idea, and then take a screenshot, assuming that you're not full of screenshots that you absolutely need to keep, and then just kind of fly down and exit the shrine. You don't need to be here anymore. And then you need to go over to the other shrine. I always would suggest going up to this one first, going up to that one first so you can get teleportation for that one, and then glide down over here to get the teleportation for the next one and solve that shrine. So you can just teleport it back up there. But alas, I did not do that because of poor planning, and now I have to climb all the way back up there. I will see you when I get up to the shrine. Okay, and here we are at the She Veneer Shrine, just above the other one over there. Now you can get over here by any means you like. You can paraglide over, you can use a Rivali's Gale if you have one, or you can just accidentally fall and then decide to scale the mountain from the backside, which I did once, forgetting that I had the ability to teleport, which took a long time anyway. Twin memories. Same general concept here, in which you want to go to the top and wait for this to come back. We want to go to the top and you want to take a screenshot of this or write it down in some way, shape, or form, memorize it, draw it, whatever you do best. I'm not saying you have to do any of these. If you have a great method for memorizing or your memory is just like absolutely amazing, then do that. But yeah, so just figure out a way to get this memorized. I like using the screenshot feature. And now that we have a picture of that, I'm actually going to go over, because I already forgot. I'm going to take a look at this picture, and it's One on the very far one. Two, it's the second one back. That one's in the middle. That one's in the bottom. That one's over there. Okay. Now I go back, load up my game. And this one stays relatively in the same position. You pick it up, and it goes over here. You pick this one up, and it goes right here. Or rather, instead of doing the memorizing thing, you could just watch my video. Hey, um, and let me do the memorizing for you. That one's where I'm standing, and then the other one is all the way over there. Heck, instead of doing that, I'll just take this one, and I'll put it over here. Yeah. That's where it was. Definitely wasn't somewhere else. Then I place this one down, and then bada bing bada boom. The door has opened. We completed our task. Now I was worried that it was going to be mirrored in a way, which would have been like an absolute hassle. Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been that annoying because you just put everything in like the opposite position. Like everything being mirrored, just like placing things in like opposite positions or seeing things backwards or upside down is just it's hard to work with. So I'm glad that they didn't do that, which is good job, Nintendo. Good on you. Good on you for not giving me a headache. And now we run over here and we jump. I feel like without the audio, I feel like there's nothing to interrupt me from talking, which is a good thing and a bad thing. I almost want to like initiate the whole process again of going over there. But it's a good thing and a bad thing because I feel like I rely on the audio a little bit to like know when to stop talking and to like let the game be played or like let the audio like a part of the game, a very important part of the game, like take steam. But at the same time, I feel like it doesn't alter my ability to like try to be an entertaining host. Because oh, not that one. I already forgot. I already forgot what I was saying. Because like you don't I mean, you might just watch my videos to watch the guy play this game, but like I wanna also be like entertaining. I don't want you guys to like have to feel like you have to sit through to see the end of the video if you want to get the whole thing. But like yeah, I just want to make sure that you guys have an enjoyable time while watching my videos because I do really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Even if you don't watch the whole thing and you just come for a little bit. Like knowing that people out there watch my videos and that like I think that one stays, right? No, that one doesn't stay, does it? Why do I keep opening up every other menu and then I go to my home? No, it goes up one. That one's the second one. That one's left. Okay. And like, yeah, just simple things like that. Like when you like my videos, or oh, nope, it goes here. Like when you like my videos, or when you even when you just watch them, you watch my videos, it makes my day feel a little bit better because this is what I do sometimes to escape all the things I have to do. Like I do a lot of different things, whether it be like all the recording and editing I do for my YouTube videos, or it be like the work priorities I have in my life, or like the family life I have to do. It's like all the things that I have to do. This is the one thing that, yeah, is like minorly tedious and like in work like, but it's enjoyable because I'm playing one of my favorite games and I'm sharing it with you guys. So even if you aren't like absolutely dedicated to it, knowing that people see these videos and like these videos, and 16 of you, as of the release of this video, decided to subscribe and see it every hopefully every week. I know that it's been like 2, 3 weeks since I last uploaded, but yeah, it makes me feel good. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for today's episodes. If you enjoyed these videos, which I hope you did, please make sure to like and subscribe and join the community. This is Zelda Ace, signing out. See you next week.